Hello, Mr. Shadman. Thanks for sitting down with us and doing this interview with us. We'd like to ask you a few questions about your last phone purchase, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, firstly, what made you purchase your most recent phone?
Well, I felt like it was time for a change. I wanted something that was a bit new and trendy, you know? Something with a bit of panache.
How long did it take you before you made your final decision?
Well, I've been thinking about it for a while, but when my friend showed me her new phone, I just felt like it was finally time for an upgrade.
Would it be true to say that your friend's purchasing decision influenced yours?
Yeah, I do believe it did. I used to upgrade my old phone every few years when a new model came out. But when I saw some of the features on offer on my friend's phone, I started to think seriously that maybe it was really time for a change.
Did you consider many alternatives external to your friend's brands? And if so, how extensively did you search for information about these alternatives?
Yes, after I saw what my friend's phone had to offer, I decided to look at some other brands to see how they compared. In terms of extensive searching, I would say I spent around about a month looking through all the alternatives, and I did get a lot of help from online sources and from my friends and family.
What criteria did you use to evaluate the alternatives you found?
Well, I decided to look at a few factors. Namely, the price of the device, was it an improvement over my other models? I decided to look at functionality, was what the new product offered truly superior to what some of the older devices I had. Another factor I really wanted to consider was style/design. I really wanted to see whether the phone itself was aesthetically pleasing and what people would think if I decided to carry it around openly in public.
So, while you were making your decision, you were actively thinking about what others were going to think about your purchasing decision.
Well, I mean, these days, style plays just as much of a role as functionality. And it's easy to get ridiculed for having a phone that isn't stylish or up to date.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you don't want to be that guy who doesn't have the latest iPhone, right?
Well, I mean, I suppose you could say that.
So in the end, what were the key criteria you used to make your final decision?
For me, I need a high-functioning camera. As I'm sure you've noticed, I'm a successful Instagram model. And for my 10,000 followers to truly appreciate the beauty that was gifted to me by Aphrodite, I need a camera that can take pictures at the highest possible resolution.
I mean, speaking of cameras, did you at least consider the latest iPhone?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the iPhone's camera is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. How did you purchase a new phone? Did you visit a store or just order it online?
I started off by quite intently looking at both. I almost did purchase it online. However, I felt I needed to speak with a professional to reaffirm my decisions.
So there was some uncertainty about whether you thought you were making the right decision.
I mean, at the end of the day, purchasing a new phone is a big investment. There are many risks, and from my previous experiences, I have felt some regret purchasing a product.
If you don't mind me asking, what product made you feel this regret?
I had decided to purchase a Huawei a few phones ago, and suffice it to say, it was a very poor quality. The selfies were terrible, my followers hated it, more importantly, I hated it, and the phone was really slow. Overall, it was a terrible experience.
I mean, that's the risk you take when you don't purchase a quality brand like Apple. Other brands just don't compete.
Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever you say.
So what store did you end up purchasing your new phone from?
I bought my phone from No Leeming.
Did anything about the environment in-store influence or aid your decision making?
I initially had some doubts, as mentioned before, since buying a new phone is a big step. But I felt that the professional attitude and knowledge of the staff helped relieve any lingering doubts I had prior to the purchase. I guess you could say that they made my choice feel a lot more natural.
In retrospect, how do you feel about your purchase?
I'm very happy with my purchase overall, and I know that this phone far outperforms all my previous products put together.
Does your new phone's actual performance meet or exceed your expected performance you had for it?
as I mentioned previously, my phone does exceed all my previous ones. Not only does my new phone come at a better price, but one of the features I was really looking for that my previous phones lacked, the camera, is of stunning quality. Now my Instagram followers can appreciate my looks in perfect HD clarity.
So, what did you end up getting?
So I ended up eventually, after evaluating all my decisions, I finally came to the conclusion that I'd buy a Samsung Galaxy S6.
Wait.
Yeah, Samsung Galaxy S6.
Hold up. No.
It's sleek, it's stylish, it's modern.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So, you telling me you thought this is the best value for money right here?
Yeah, absolutely.
You thought this little stingy camera here is the best camera you could get?
Well, my followers seem to think so. Yep.
It's not an iPhone, bro.
No, it's a Samsung.
How are you expecting to have a top-of-the-line phone without an iPhone, bro?
I think you can get top of the line phone
This
without
camera's
an
trash,
iPhone.
bro. This camera's trash. There's no iPhone, bro.
I don't know.
Value for money?
My
Value for money?
fans seem to disagree.
$1,800. $1,800 for exactly the same thing, but with an Apple logo on it, bro. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
What are you doing?
I reckon in terms of features, it's still a lot better. And you know the customer is always
In
wrong.
this case, bro, you're wrong. You're wrong, okay? It's
Am
either
I?
iPhone or nothing, bro.
Is
It's
it?
either iPhone, nothing.
Well, I'm happy with my
Get out.
purchasing decision.
Get out. You're at, I'm gonna go buy a new phone. I'm gonna go buy a new phone. I'm looking for a good camera. I'm looking for good value for money. Doesn't buy an iPhone.
Yeah, because
Clearly-
I've had
clearly-
iPhones before and they're trash.
Clearly,
I'm sorry.
you have poor decision making, mate.
Mate,
Mate,
I've owned multiple
how is he supposed to
iPhones
impress
in the
your friends?
past.
How is he supposed to impress your
With
friends?
my Samsung.
Good phone, but damn. It's Apple or nothing,
Mate, I owned multiple Apples. I said it earlier in the interview.
You know the saying, agree to disagree?
No, I don't agree to disagree. I think Samsungs are just simply better.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong,
No,
mate.
no.
Simply, you're wrong.
I've had
This-
personal experience
this-
with lots of
Trash.
Apples.
Look at it.
It's not as good as a
Look at
Samsung.
it, Samsung. Trash. You're a rookie at this.
No. It comes from my post-purchase evaluation and my own personal experiences. And my own personal research.
Okay, your own personal research, your own personal experiences, they're wrong, mate. Okay, we've calmed down.
You gonna be alright, buddy? You
Watch
gonna
it,
be
man.
okay?
Look, you come in here, you buy this thing, right?
Yeah.
You come in here, you buy this thing.
Free market, bro. Free market.
Okay. You know what?
Take a deep breath.
We're gonna end it here. Stop. We're gonna end it here.
Okay.
I've had enough of you and your Samsung purchasing mouth, mate.
Okay. Fair enough.
Shake my hand and we're done, mate.
Oh, guess not, bro. Guess not.